key consideration for a placement abroad. Number one is be sure this is for your own personal growth, not just your CV, because it requires a lot more stress resilience and flexibility than a study abroad, and you need to have realistic expectations about where you're going. In Asia, that's for example food and hygiene. Number two, it's all about timing. You need to start earlier applying because you never know what obstacles you might face. This could be you have to apply on more platforms, you need to take more, give yourself more time when it comes to the interview phase. Three is really extensive research, not just about the company, but also the kind of work environment you want to be in. I prefer the startup where I could take on more challenges. Some might prefer a big company with a recognizable name and more structure. That's really up to you. Last but not least, it's preparation, because when you prepare to go to the study abroad, you need to set a lot of appointments, sign a lot of paperwork for visas, contracts, healthcare insurance, and even vaccinations. All in all, this might take you 4 to 6 months, but it really depends where you're going, who you know. That's why we share our experience. So, where am I? Welcome to Kuala Lumpur. In Malay it means muddy confluence, as it sits on the junction between two rivers. However, since everybody speaks English here, the locals call it KL. Not only is it the capital of Malaysia, it's also one of the biggest booming startup scenes in Asia. Expats absolutely love it here. That also has something to do with the ethnical diversity. 3 cultures call it home: the Indian, the Chinese, and the Malay. That brings an amazing fusion kitchen to the table, so if you're a foodie, you're absolutely gonna love it here. So, what to expect from accommodation and costs? The most expenses you're gonna be facing are actually your plane tickets. Keep in mind that you're gonna be paid less than in Europe. However, living costs are much lower. For example, you pay 30 cents for a train ticket, €2 for street food, and your rent is maybe half what it is in the Netherlands. Talking about accommodation, location is definitely more important than price, not just for safety, but also for convenience. Be careful which agent you're going to trust, because they might give you what we call European prices. But with uncomparable prices to the Netherlands, why not live in a place like this? Last but not least, my recommendations for students going abroad is, at least in Malaysia, which is very international, cultural adaptation is really up to you. You can have a very European lifestyle, or you can enjoy the cultural enrichment of 3 cultures, which I personally would definitely recommend, because gaining new perspective is always something valuable. And it doesn't really matter how much you want to adapt, at least learn the do's and don'ts to respect their culture and laws. But one thing I think everybody can enjoy, at least in Southeast Asia, is the opportunity to travel. You can go to Bali, to Thailand, Vietnam, and even Australia. I enjoyed the experience so much, but I do have to say I faced some struggles. It was at some points overwhelming going through this process alone, preparing it, but also when I got here. I want other students to benefit from my experience and share similar ones. So that's why I recommend you to connect with Nomadi.
Remember how we felt alive.